Every year I plant a fall garden, and this is the time of the year when I drop my seeds and I get them going. And today I'm just going to show you how the preparation for my fall garden is going and the things that I'm planting in my garden for the fall. Now over here in this deck planter, I have some brassicas going and they're looking really well. I also have some dwarf peas. As you can see, they're doing really well. And these seeds, I dropped them earlier in August, I think around the 8th of August. Yep, that's what the tag says. And I have different varieties. You can see all the different tags in there for the brassicas that I'm going to be growing for the fall. And in most of my deck boxes, I just use a little space so I can drop the seeds. As you can see right there, I have some 1,000 head kale on the front side, and back here I have the dinosaur kale. That's right there. I do have some more brassicas in this deck box right here. And in this box I had some lettuce going. They're about to go to seed, so I'm going to be saving those seeds. And over here I have a few Chinese Hilton cabbage. Now if you notice, I'm mostly growing brassicas and greens, and these do better in the fall season when it's cooler out. I did plant some cucumbers, and I'll take you with me and show you how they're doing. So they're doing pretty good. As you can see, they've grown quite a bit, and I did a video earlier a couple weeks ago showing how I'm transplanting them, because I dropped the seeds in one of those deck boxes just like I did with the brassicas I just showed you. And these seeds I drop on July 12th, but this is how they're doing now. And I do have this trellis here that they can grow up on these trellis when they start running. So this is all part of my fall gardening, and it's coming along really well. I also have some celery right here that I'm going to be transplanting in ground. And right here I do have a second rung of bush beans that I planted in July, early July, and it's already flowering and getting ready to produce. So it's going to enjoy the cooler weather. So I'll be harvesting some more food. And so while I still have my spring garden that I planted growing and producing, I am putting in the work to add some fall planting so I can harvest and produce a lot of food up until the first frost. So I try to eat as much from my garden. I try to grow as much as I eat, just to make sure that we can supply our food and be self-sufficient as possible. So this is just my practice. Some people may not grow a fall garden because they have a longer season. So whatever they planted in the spring goes all the way up to the end of the season. But after the sun has beat up on all these vines and they've already done their work, I feel like I can get a second round of food in, so that's exactly what I'm doing. Now let me just show you right here. These zucchini plants here have done their work, and they give me food all summer long. I planted them in the spring. This is one left here that's probably time to harvest it. But I'm just going to show you, because this vine has done its work. It's been here for a while, as you can see. I went ahead and I planted some more right in this bed right here so we can have more produce in the fall. And if you notice right here, you can already see the little flower buds are coming out. Right? So I am going in hard just to make sure I plant sufficient food in this small window that we have. And these are all short crops that will start producing really early. I did also drop some seeds back here, and this is a white scallop squash, like the pandapen squash. So that's gonna be giving me food before the season is over. And if you notice how much this has grown, and it looks so much better than the ones that are right in the sunlight. I did also drop some carrot seeds right here. You can see they're just starting to come in. So once they start coming in, once they grow a little bigger, I'm gonna just thin them out and leave the stronger ones to continue to grow. Now over here I also dropped some beets, different variety of beets in the small bed. I'm either gonna thin them out and transplant some, but this is pretty much what my fall garden is looking like. Sorry about the sun, the glare from the sun. But it's already starting to drop to the 70s during the day here. And so the weather is becoming more and more favorable for fall gardening. And I'm just being proactive in using that opportunity to grow more food and extend my production for this growing season. So while I am harvesting and I'm preserving and I'm eating fresh food from my garden, I'm still able to plant more to keep our food supply flowing. And it's such a good feeling to be able to grow all this food and provide all this food for my family's use. So as you see, what I'm growing in the fall is stuff like rutabaga, kohlrabi, leafy greens like cabbage, broccoli, and cauliflower. And when I'm growing like this, I make sure that I have sufficient time, because you want to make sure it's a variety that you're able to either get food from it before the frost comes in and hit it if it's not frost hardy, or you want to make sure that it's a variety that can tolerate the frost and it can grow through the fall season and tolerate a little bit of frost up until winter, until it's ready for harvesting. That's for those of us in the cooler regions that do not have as much of a long season than people in the warmer grow zones with a longer growing period. Now when I grow my fall garden, I make preparations to fertilize my soil for the following season in the spring. And what I do is I make my compost. See right here I have this compost pile, and over here I have more compost going, and this is all from my chicken coop and run. And I do have grass clippings in there. So these chickens right here gives me a lot of good stuff that I can use in my garden. So I just go ahead and compost all that material. See, there's another one right here. I forgot this one was here, which I have to turn it. So that's how I keep my soil healthy, even though I'm doing a fall garden. I also have my turkeys in here, and this is my second batch of turkeys that gives me materials that I can fertilize. So wait, I'll open the door in a sec, please and thank you. Jeez, I think they want to come out and frolic around the yard. Y'all will come out in a second. Let me just finish up. But yeah, when you're gardening the way I am, and I have a system going. I do my garden in the spring. I get all my produce from that garden, and I still do a fall garden. And that's because I have my plan in place of how I'm gonna enhance and fertilize my soil and keep it healthy and rich. So I do my compost, I prepare it the year before, and then I add it to my garden because it's already broken down before I start planting. And so that way it could enhance the soil, keep it healthy and fertilized for my next season of growing. If you are doing a fall garden, feel free to put in the comment section below what you're growing this fall. I hope you enjoyed this video, and as always, thank you for watching, and I'll see you again next time right here on Fifi's Journey.